Hello there and welcome back to the channel. I am Baltmatrix and today we are taking a look at Dicelings THEMBERCHAUD. THEMBERCHAUD. I almost said Chad. This is a giant red dragon. And unfortunately it is also just kind of a remold of the black dragon. Well, let's open it up and take a look. Like all of the other Dicelings before it, simply cut the tape at the top and then reach inside, open the panels, and pull out the toy. And again, like the Beholder, this one is in a... I really don't know what this material is. It feels like plastic, but it's supposedly recyclable. It's also all along the inside, so one of the things that I've forgotten to mention about the Beholder and the Black Dragon in my previous reviews is that the insides have this, so you have to transform it a little bit, open up the panels just to get the stuff out. And here we have the red die, and it is exactly the same size as the dice before it. Now, you might have watched my Beholder video for this orange guy, and in that video I said, I really wish the Beholder figure was red. Well, it kind of makes sense now that you could see why they didn't go with red for the Beholder, because, well, we have a red dragon, and if we had a red dragon and then we had a red Beholder, that wouldn't work so well, so they went with orange, and orange is fine. The dice is nicely molded. It's exactly the same as Black Dragon, just a different color and a different colored symbol or insignia here on the front. It's gold here, while it's poison green on the Black Dragon. Transformation for this guy is exactly the same. You'll see where the dragon symbol is. You want to actually grab in there and pull open. These will obviously form the wings, and there is a dragon curled up in there. So let's uncurl and unfurl everything. Unfurl the wings, uncurl the tail, get that tail all the way out, uncurl the rear legs, and flip out the dragon head, flip around the dragon arms, and then flip around the dragon waist and reposition the legs. And then we've got ourselves a beautifully realized red dragon. This thing looks great, and even though I loved the black dragon, I really like the red dragon. And that's simply because the red makes all the molding and all the detail work on the figure just pop, except when you're looking at it from the back, because it's just flat like a dice. The only issue I have with the figure, and this is odd, it's odd, okay, is one, the wings don't like to stay up. They're just a little bit too loose. Yep, you just saw the one wing fall down. It's these hinges. It's not awful, but it's just a little bit too loose. And two, the joints for the hips and the arms are so bloody tight, while the rotation is very loose. It's just weird, because every time I go to pose the thing, I end up turning it. Remember I was speaking about the molding? It's on display here. It really is. You get the sense of the scales. It looks absolutely beautiful. You've got that throat goldish color going there, or dark gold, and then that head sculpt is just, that's a dragon, man. Mouth opens and closes quite a bit, and yeah, it's really cool. Head is on two ball joints connecting the neck. Very cool. Then there is a swivel there at the base of the neck. The actual body has torso articulation. The wings are segmented. Hinge joint, hinge joint, hinge joint. The arms have ball joint in the shoulders, then hinge joint and ball joint in the wrists. And the same goes for the legs. Ball joint, ball joint, and then ball joint, swivel, or hinge joint, and then hinge joint. The tail, it's weird. The hinge joints, very tight, except these last ones. This ball joint back here, this is a ball joint back here connected to a hinge joint, is super loose, and then the tip of the tail is also very loose. Again, not a huge deal. I think it's just a QC issue on my figure. Just a quick little comparison of the Black Dragon next to the Red Dragon. You can see that the Black Dragon is just, well, it's definitely darker, but the pearlescent green on the underside of the wings is really striking, where we've got this flat sky blue under the wings for the Red Dragon. I would have loved maybe a pearlescence there, like we have with the Black Dragon. Not a big deal. Head sculpt, I like the head sculpt on the red dragon much more than on the black because there's a lot less plastic, floppy plastic on the red dragon than there is on the black. Even though the figure is a bit flawed, I still really like it. I really do. It's such a cute little red dragon. And you know what? It gives me Noble Savage vibes. I didn't realize that before, but until just now, this really does give me Noble Savage vibes. And you know who Noble Savage is, look it up on Google or TF Wiki. Now, transformation back. Take the bottom part of the figure and turn it around 180 degrees, and then take the feet and turn them around 180 degrees. Take the hands and turn them so that they're facing up like that, and they will collapse up behind the actual elbows. So do that for both sides. And then the legs will come up and flip around, but first take the head and fold it down and tuck it into place. And there's a nice little opening for the tip of his beard. And then flip the rear legs up and around like this. Does require a little bit of manhandling. Take the tip of the tail and flip it up, and then take the entire tail section and fold it up and over, and it will peg in to the top section right there. Then simply collapse the wings and fold them down and peg everything into place. Once you know how to do and fold up the legs, it makes things a lot easier. So just look on, if you're following this video, here's the way the legs are supposed to be. You got the head on this side folded up, you got the rear leg and the front leg, and the claws are pointing in the wrong directions for the transformation, but that's the way they're supposed to be stored. So we just fold everything up and snap everything together, and we've got our dice once again. Overall, I think this Dicelings figure pulls off the dice a little bit better than the Black Dragon. I really do like the Black Dragon, don't get me wrong, but I think the brighter colors brings out more of the toy than the black does. It's still got problems, it's still got some minor issues, but otherwise it's a fun figure and totally worth picking up, especially if you're a fan of D&D. Thank you so much for watching this video review. I have been Baltmatrix. Let me know what you think of the figure down in the comments. As always, I will catch you all next time.